Gee, I'm finna start asking my teacher, do they want head? Like,
Part 2 of how I got touched by my stepdad. Okay, so let's do a part 1 of how I got touched by my stepdad. So basically, all this started when when I got to the age of 13. So first off, let's start with how I met him. So how I met him was he just walked through the door one day with my little brother. So what happened was it was just me and my sister for a little bit, and I was taking her to school every day, and we were living with our grandma. But one night my mom came through the door and she was just like, hey AJ, it's me, I'm gonna be taking y'all, to this new apartment and stuff. So when it got to the morning time, this dude walked through the door with my little brother, like I said earlier, and I'm just like, who is this dude? Like, who is this? So yeah, he walks through the door, and I'm like, who is this? And mom goes, that's my new boyfriend, like, that's my boyfriend. And I'm like, oh, okay. So she proceeds to tell us that she found this new apartment for us to live in, and we all start packing. Like, we're excited, we all start packing. And she takes us to the new apartment. So when she takes us to the new apartment,
Where's that? Why are we bringing people around our kids? For a woman, ladies, everybody know you got to be careful, right? When it comes to bringing men around your daughter, especially your teenage daughter, shit, your children, the babies, the prepubescent, because men out there exist that's attracted to them, right? But this video came up on my For You page, right? It was kind of weird. It'd be funny how, like, stuff that be directed to women, a wife should do this, she should cook 3 times a day, suck and fuck. And everybody in the comment section be like, yo, send this to her, not me. So I said that to say this. So, like, these type of videos start coming through my For You page. So I always mind for content. So I started listening to this story, whatever, right? Without getting into the details, after watching one, we all know how the algorithm works. It starts sending different videos or whatever, right? And some of them be so crazy that you listening to it. You there for part 1, part 2, part 3. And the way they break them up, you could do a half an hour video on TikTok, right? But the way they breaking these up, it's like, all right, I know these are monetized, right? Are people trying to tell a story, or they trying to make a buck, or they doing both? To each his own, right? But then again, more videos are coming down my timeline, right? Oh, my stepdad started touching me when I was 17. And you start hearing it, and they start going through these stories, right? And they getting graphic. He took his hammer out and he smacked it on my leg. Part 3. And it pick up from there. I started noticing a theme, because I'm sympathetic. Like, yo, this is crazy. It's 2025. Shit's the 2000s, and people are still going through this. I didn't tell my mother. I was afraid to tell my mom. And it's the same thing over and over. But these stories, it's the way it's spelled out. It's real graphic. I'm thinking like, this is not what it appears to be on the surface. And I'm not, this lady right here, this young lady, her story is a prop for what I'm talking about, but not saying her. But like, okay, on the surface, it's like, I'm telling my story. But when you listen to the story, it's turned into a genre of porn. And you see all the likes, you see all the comments, and you see where people save the videos so they go back and watch it. Some of these videos are so graphic, if you take the sexual part of it, or this age part out. It's just a sex story, and the girl telling it. Oh, I did this and I sucked it, and I'm like, this no different than an audio book where it's real graphic and it's telling these type of stories, right? And then I'm like, there it is. This is porn for real. I'm not gonna say all of it is, but the majority of it cloaked behind sympathy, telling my story, and dad is bad. This a whole porn genre. I'm pretty sure if you research stepdad, stepdaughter, and all this crazy stuff, that's probably ranked number one and number two in the search when it comes to this type of material. So it's like, are they just telling a story or they trying to turn people on? Everything is hypersexualized, right? Um, Teacher Bea. If you look on TikTok, she Miss Williams, she's going back and forth with people. I did a video about it and we did a live about it, talking about it. And now she's going back and forth and she's wearing more tight stuff, right? And women speaking from their point of view, saying, like, well, as a woman, I'm not going to wear revealing clothes, showing my curves and this, that, and the third. When you got young teenagers in there, you got young men, we always wired a certain type of way to reproduce, right? So we can't help to see things the way we see it. And these young men, they got the phones, they over sexualize, right? Because that was the argument. Are they over sexualized? Yes, they are. So when she come in there dressed like that, is giving a certain type of energy, bouncing around and all that. Yeah. So it's like, what's going on in the internet? So as an adult, if I could see these things, I know they can see these things. Now, when I'm talking about the stuff that's happening between these men and these young girls, right? And how sick it is, right? And that it's even a genre online that people search and get off to, right? And you're seeing more and more of it. I'm like, this is another way to make money, another grift, cloaked behind sympathy. Not all, but a lot of it is based on the stories. I'm like, yo, this crazy, right? So I'm like, all right, so I haven't put the nail in the coffin on this theory yet, but that's what I'm thinking to myself. I'm like, this is crazy because the algorithm keep feeding me it. Like, how can I filter between people telling the truth or what's a grift and they just try and turn people on? And then it's like, why am I here? But anyway, but imagine a kid not having that discipline and understanding, or we normalize it, and or just with the graphic description of the stories is crazy. So now, with that being said, we get to this.
I'm finna start asking my teacher, do they want head? Like, I can't get this work done. It's too hard. Like, can I give you something else for a good grade? Like, at this point, like, that's how hard it's actually getting. Like, y'all don't understand. Y'all think like
That's crazy. In the height of all the stuff we talking about with teachers, what's appropriate, what's inappropriate, right? And we sitting there acting like the kids are naive. They're not. So when I first, now this is what the internet is feeding. So now we got young girls talking about doing favors to male teachers. And we keep going, right? Hold on now. Let's keep going. Because there's more to her story.
I'm dating my teacher, and this is, like how it is and like how we met and everything. Okay, so I knew him before, but like I didn't have his.
All right. So if y'all see her TikTok, it's right there. You can find it. But after further investigation, right? Because I'm like, there's no way that a child is on the internet talking like this. And further investigation proved that she was older, but she could pass for a young kid. I'm like, there it is. It's all these story times, right? Cloaked under trying to get something off your chest, hiding behind pain or so-called pain to try to spark arousal, right? So I'm like, why would TikTok allow a kid to say something like that, as explicit as that, about a man, a teacher? But that's not a kid, because you go down her page, because I had to check. She's older and she's like telling stories, but it's possible that this situation is true. Now, for all that being said, algorithm need to throw my phone away, delete the app, create a new page, or watch some cats and dogs to clean up my algorithm. But it didn't stop there. The algorithm didn't stop there. Before I play this, I am going to ask for apology. I'm gonna apologize in advance for what you're about to hear. On top of everything else you heard, I didn't play all the other stories. So you could be able to find them if you look their TikTok name up. I am not putting this link in the bio so you can find it. You might be one of those people that get turned on by it. Hold on.
I let my daddy finish inside me. As you know, I let my daddy F me and unload in my mouth a few days ago. Well, yesterday we spent the evening together as well. We were in the
All right, that's enough. And it's the original video that popped up on my timeline is a bunch of kids, right? And it's practicing my poker face without cringing. And the idea is to say something real crazy, right? And you're supposed to keep your poker face. It's a whole challenge. So I looked into it. It just popped up. But the original video popped up. It was younger kids. Look like teenagers. And all it's talking about, oh, I let my son do this to me. My dad did this. And my stepdad did this. It's nothing but audio sex books. And they just sitting there keeping a straight face. Respectfully, disrespectfully. These are some dick hard stories. These are jack off stories that they're playing. And all the kids are getting exposed to this. It's hundreds of thousands of likes, hundreds of thousands of when you bookmark something, hundreds of thousands of shares. And those people are sharing it, and those people are bookmarking it. And now everybody is being exposed. It's being normalized. This is not okay. This is cloaked behind trying to keep a straight face while you listen to some crazy ass shit. So let's say you want to take the challenge. You never heard of porn genres like this. But now you're hearing this. And that did something to you because it's like somebody been something taken advantage of, right? And they get wet because they body doing what they body doing, but they don't want to do it because somebody taking something from them. So imagine you listen to one of these crazy stories, minus who the characters are, and you get turned on by mistake. Now this kid who never seen this stuff before, heard this stuff before, or this young adult, now they craving it. Now they searching and looking stuff up to listen to more. And we're creating more porn addicts. Now we know religion, right? That was like a firewall for some of us, right? A lot of us, we seen what happened with religion and in the church and what people do in the church. And it's like it's bullshit because a lot of times people feel like, they look at God by the people who follow it, not necessarily God, especially the young people. We all over the place, right? Not me, I ain't young, but they all over the place. That firewall, if you ain't into Islam, an Israelite, a Christian, a Jew, something, a Mormon, Amish, something, some type of moral firewall or just morals, because religion don't always necessarily equal morals, but somebody with some moral firewall, a lot of these kids don't have it. So it just go right through, direct hit. And whatever happens, whatever reaction, whatever it creates, whatever it unlocks in that person, boom. And it's not just the same. And see how I start off, I let my XYZ finish in my mouth. That's how all of these stories start. I mean, all of them. And it's like, what are we doing? In the same way I came across this, I'm pretty sure kids came across this. It's not it's not a thing where it's just you gotta search a certain thing. So we gotta be careful and really watch what our kids are watching. And it's like I don't even know. I mean, I'm almost at the point where we may had to get rid of TikTok. TikTok had this reset, and TikTok hasn't been the same. I don't see this on Instagram. It's a whole video of moms doing a prank, asking their kids, can they borrow some batteries for their Rose vibrator, cloaked under it being a prank. So now we planting seeds in now kids' heads of mom playing with herself. The one son was like, I don't know what you be doing with that. That's crazy. All this insexual shit going on. And what they're doing, they trying to create more predators. They trying to create people that'll be more passive to stuff like that. Oh, that's this dick hard shit right there. That ain't nothing. Making little girls that's already hot or confused about some shit hotter. It's no different than the confusion they injected into the population when it came to their sexuality and they binary shit. We never knew about that. They just pumped it in there and it no firewall to protect them, and it just fucking did what it did. This is how propaganda worked. This is why it was important for them to buy TikTok or shut it down, do the reset. It's about control. They was worried about China pumping, being in control of all these Americans and the propaganda that they could push, or how they control the algorithm versus them having control of the algorithm. I told you, people are like computers. Computers are designed after humans. The way we take information, the way we process it, the hardware, the software, all that. That's us. I just found it strange that, especially when I started looking into the practicing my poker face, that shit was crazy. It was crazy. And that will unlock some shit in somebody who ain't know they like something or think they like something no different than all the other stuff that they done pumped into the minds of the young people and to people in general. I'm a man, I'm saying it. Because nobody want to point it out because they don't want to sound like, oh, I don't want to be close to that. Nah. You ain't gotta say it. When people, the stuff that people search on the porn sites says it all. But what you gotta understand is they need a new audience. They need some of this new market. These new young people that's doing dances and shit. Let's pump this into them with everything else. So we really gotta be mindful and watch what they're doing, man. I don't know what to say. I just wanted to make people aware, one, of this thing where people come under the guise of pain and opening up and telling the world that something crazy happened to them, and then it turned out to be a porn. Them telling a porn. Yeah, he did this. He took his dick out, rubbed it across my face, and he couldn't fit it in. It's certain details when somebody that really went through something like all that, it's going to bring up so much hurt and embarrassment and shame and guilt, all kinds of different feelings that they ain't even going to want to tell you that. Nah, not these other ones. Yeah, then he did this and just making zipper sounds and boom. And then every day, 4 times a day, he came in with his dick out while my mother was in the other room. That's a porn, Doug. So I was in prison, right? Did a couple of years. We used to pass around sex novels. Let me get that novel, yo. You had that nigga novel for fucking, we fucked the pictures. Fuck the books. Y'all got tablets and all that. I'm talking 20 years ago. Nah, niggas was reading books. And that shit is just like that. The stories they was telling. It was almost like they was reading from it. And granted, we want people to come out and talk and whatever therapy they need. I'm gonna say go to a therapist. Because even if your story is a real story, somebody gonna jerk off to your story. Somebody gonna jerk off to your story. And it's intentional, man. So I don't know. And it's just porn cloaked under other stuff, man. Cloaked under challenges, poker face, cloaked under pain, crazy shit with the teachers and all that. Young women just talking about I want to suck the teacher dick. That's crazy. No. We definitely need to roll things back. I mean, all the way back. It's not wrong with being traditional when it comes to how we treat our bodies. It's not slick to have sex with everybody. Body counts and all that. We ain't out here creating families. We create families, some broken ones, but we need to get back to it all together. It's like if somebody looked at us, and that's not black or white, but just the culture in the world, and they just looked at it based on, if the aliens looked at us based on the internet, they'll just blow this bitch up. Any rocket ship that think they could spread this bullshit to another planet, they're gonna shoot it down. This is a virus. All the shares, bookmarks, and every person that see it is contaminated. They're exposed. The seed is planted. Whether it grow into weeds and die, it might not grow at all if it don't get no water or no sunlight. But some of these shits might grow into a forest that fucking sprinkle seeds and they blow them to somewhere else and it reproduces again. This is not a game. We gotta unplug, man, and look at shit like Neo when the fucking numbers and shit was coming down as how we need to see this shit. It's not a game. They just keep running all kinds of plays on us and on the children. The question is, what are we going to do about it? Now, for 5 seconds, I was thinking about playing all those videos out to really drive the point home. Nah. You won't be rewinding it, starting over. Nah. It's people out there, man. Shit, you might unlock somebody by mistake. They don't know they like them weird shit like that. Now they looking for it on the porn site. It's no different than people that fuck animals. I'm done. I am done. Thanks for motherfucking watching.